While technological advances are continuous, there are still major barriers to the use of assistive technologies, including high cost, lack of availability, lack of awareness of their potential, and a lack of training in their use. Available data indicates that in several developing countries, more than 50% of the persons with disabilities who need assistive devices are not able to receive them. Also known as autism spectrum disorder, ASD, autism refers to a broad range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech and nonverbal communication. Well, the month of April has been dedicated to educating and creating awareness on this.
What do we eat? Eat food.
But I'm so grateful to the Lord God Almighty for each and every hand that put this together and is creating awareness that because I am autistic does not mean that I am useless. Because I am autistic doesn't mean that I can't do anything. Because I'm autistic doesn't mean that I am hopeless.
While autism is usually a lifetime-long condition, all children and adults can benefit from interventions of therapies that reduce symptoms and increase skills and abilities.
Say what's on your mind, and I am only being honest with you. I get lonely, and I make mistakes from time to time. Say no and call you, baby, I beg you, yeah.
Although it is best to begin in...
I am super excited because of what we are seeing today. Now you can see that we have children painting and beading and all that. And I must say, for us to be able to have the children come dance with so much confidence, to bead and to do the intraverbals and everything that we are seeing here, it has taken the hard work of the caregivers that work at the various centers.
I am that I am. Ooh. Oh, I searched around. There's no one else like you. Lion of Judah, you're the man, battle. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. God has given me victory. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
And who says persons with autism cannot do the catwalk? There it is, you saw it. Well, on the show with us this afternoon is Afi Antonio, a Goodwill ambassador who does a lot of work on autism awareness, specifically at the building the potentials of autistic children. She's my guest. Afi, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How is it going? April is dedicated to autism. So far in the month, how has the experience been for you working with people with autism?
So last year I was able to do a lot with them. This year I'm raising funds for another little girl who needs cochlear implant. So that has taken a lot. The girl has Waardenburg syndrome. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of the blue eyes girl. Yes, I'm the one raising funds for her. Okay. So she's currently in SA. I was in SA and I go back just last week. Okay. So that has taken a lot of my time, and I've not been able to really do much for my people. In
terms of programming, but of course you're still dealing with
But I'm still with them. I've used one of the youngest models to be the face of my shea butter cream. Okay. We just shot an advert which we are editing, and she's in it. So yeah.
Right. So what does it take to work with children with autism? First of all, before you even go to what it takes, tell us about what moved you to do this.
Oh, so I always say it just happened.
It just happened.
I didn't plan it. Okay. A mother had a child with autism and she wanted her to be a model. So she posted her pictures on Facebook and said she needed someone to help her with it. And I saw the post, someone commented with my name, I saw it, and I decided to have a photo shoot with her. So that's how it all started. Okay. And then another mother saw it, she brought her child, another mother. So
that's how it started.
That's how it all started.
Okay. And what has it taken so far? What does it take to get people? I mean, for many of us, it's not our everyday reality. So you don't get people dealing with persons with autism all the time. But for people like you who put yourself out there as ambassadors, you get to deal with them every day. It must take a lot more. Share with us, those of us who don't have this experience, so that we will be minded in our dealings.
So a child with autism, or someone who has autism, thinks like a child. Like let's say a 16-year-old person would think like a 3-year-old person. So that's how you should understand the person and be able to relate to the person. So if you have this understanding, you'll be able to relate with whoever it is that has the condition. And most of them can't, they have trouble understanding, like communicating. So you won't sit by someone who has autism and be able to communicate with him or her. And
to have like a smooth kind of communication, like the communication I will have with you.
Yes.
So what
the
is
person
it?
won't understand, because their understanding is like a child.
So then what do you do? How can you improve your communication with somebody who has autism?
You need to be with them and understand them. So we have caregivers who are trained to be able to take care of persons living with autism. So if a parent is not around and needs someone to take care of his or her child, they go in for a caregiver to take good care of the person. So if you don't have knowledge about how to be around them, it will be difficult to do that.
And I mean, it's one thing you having the knowledge, and I'm seeing what the work that you've done with these persons living with autism who are trying to do the catwalk. I mean, how do you get them to this level? For somebody, for example, who is 30 years old, behaving like a 5-year-old person, I mean, who thinks like a 5-year-old person because of the condition, how do you get them to do this?
So we've been having photo shoots regularly, and it's easy to direct them to whatever you want them to do. As soon as you do it, they have a look.
So they can copy it. It's easy for them to mimic what you're doing when you do it.
So it's not that difficult to train them as models. It's not that difficult. Maybe because I've been with them and I understand them. But if someone, just any person goes and tries doing it, the person might not be able to achieve what I've been able to achieve.
To achieve with them. And I believe that this makes them happy. How are they able to communicate their happiness and their satisfaction to you?
They are so happy. They love makeup. So anytime we have photo shoots, they are in a hurry to sit down for the makeup.
To get the makeup done.
And then they would want to watch their face. When we take a picture, they will come and stand by the camera and want to see the picture that you've taken of them. They love it because we've done it for some time. So they really love it.
I'm told that persons with autism and persons with such conditions, you know, the Down syndrome, etc., they usually have a very high level of sensitivity. They are very, they have something special. I don't know whether or not you think there is something that you can do in that area, or there's something you're already doing in that area, harnessing that ability to think beyond what we, you know, persons without the condition can do.
So because I am a model, I'm taking them in that line as a model to turn them into photo models, so that people can include them when they need a model to advertise their shoes, bags, whatever it is, they can use them. That's why I've started using one of them as the face of my product. So instead of going for a celeb or something, we should include them so that they also feel loved. But we are always like, I'm not sure this girl can do this.
We don't make a lot of time for them.
But they can.
So one of the things that I'm taking away from this conversation, I believe you should, is that when you're dealing with persons with autism, it requires a lot of patience, a lot of understanding. And one thing that they do great at is mimicking. So if you need them to do something, you've got to do it, and then they will end up mimicking right after you. This certainly won't be easy.
Some can paint very well.
Some can paint.
Some can bead. They do a lot of amazing stuff. So when you see that the child has this, you try to help the person to be able to
identify what they can do best, and then you help them that way. Afi Antonio has been my guest for autism. The autism discussion this month is dedicated to autism, and I know that there are a couple of programs ongoing around the country. You ought to look out for them so that we can all be aware of persons living with that condition and how we can encourage them, how we can support them, because it's certainly not easy for families
accept and include them
in the things that we do. Any final words quickly?
If anyone wants to contact me, they can find me on social media at Afi Antonio or 0246-827-858.
Okay, you can go through the number again.
0246-827-858.
Okay, and Afi Antonio on social media, I believe Facebook, Instagram.
Everywhere.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. It's Afi Antonio.
Antonio.
You want to get in touch with her. She's into autism, you know, supporting persons living with autism. Afi, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And you're such an inspiration to persons living with autism.